time for worship is over now. Here's why. This is because what they did is they taught you to bow your head, but they never told you why. They taught you to pray, but they never taught you how to listen. They told you to fear, but they never told you how to feel. They gave you a God outside yourself, so you forget the one that you have right inside here. They told you to kneel before power, but they never told you to embody it. They made you beg for what was already yours, and they gave you worship as a substitute for your remembrance. But here's the truth. Worship is never, ever the path to God. Worship is a disguise that they gave you to keep you from becoming God. Let's break this down. Worship was never about love. It was always about leverage. It was about hierarchy within Abraham religions. It's about distance. It's about waiting for someone outside of you to give you permission to be powerful. You were told that God is in the sky. You were told that he is above you. You were told that he is separate, that he's always watching, and that you're flawed, you're a sinner, you're guilty, and that you're nothing without him. You're nothing without a man in the sky. They made you fear your own reflection. They made you hate your own culture. They replaced your intuition with doctrine and dogma. They replaced your ancestors with saints. And they replaced your rituals with doctrine and routines. They didn't colonize you with guns first. They did it with missionaries. They did it with their gods. They gave you religion and turned your body into a prison and your mind into a battlefield. They made you believe that to be humble was to play small, that to be spiritual was to suffer, that to worship was to surrender your will to something outside of you forever. But our people always knew better. We knew better before the book. We never worshiped like this. This is not our culture. What we did is we embodied spirit. We didn't beg, we danced, we cooked, we healed, we aligned. In Yoruba, the Orisha are not above you. They are you. They're your Ori. They live in your blood. They live in your bones. They live in your breath. They live in your Heka. When you speak, you make things happen. You don't pray to Shango. You move with fire. You move with justice. You become his thunder when your voice shakes the room. You don't kneel to Ogun. You build. You carve paths. You protect what's sacred with your sword of truth. Alegba is not a trickster. Alegba is not the devil. He's the crossroads in your life. He's the gatekeeper of your choices and decisions. And he's every yes or no that shapes your future. In Kemet, the Netaru was not a man, not a king, not a sky father. These are principles, powers, principalities, presence, electromagnetic fields of embodied light wave frequencies. Heru, the falcon, wasn't someone that you waited for. Heru was who you became when you had the willpower to conquer your lower nature. You were Osir or Osiris every time that you died to your past. And you were Ma'at whenever you lived in the natural rhythm of balance and truth, of yin and yang. You see, what they did is they didn't just erase your gods. They erased your sovereignty. They erased your godhood. They replaced your memory with the mythology, your rituals with rules, your divinity with dependency on something outside of you. And now we got generations after generations after generations growing up who confuse submission for devotion, who confuse church, mosque, and temple performance for faith, who confuse worship and hooting and hollering and praise for worthiness and actual spiritual alignment with their higher self. So now let's bring it home. What does real worship look like today? It's not songs that you sing once a week or, collaring with the choir on a Sunday. It's the vibration that you carry every day of your life. It's not a sermon from a preacher. It's your discipline. It's your integrity. It's your stillness. It's your fire for truth and justice. Real worship is how you heal. Real worship is how you fast. You have focus from your distractions. It's the way you take care of your body. It's the way that you speak to your children. It's the way that you honor and treat your ancestors' names and legacies. It's taking spiritual baths. It's having a clean kitchen. It's having a candle lit for your grandfather and grandmother. It's a boundary honored in love, salt, and also red brick dust. It's not kneeling out of fear. It's standing in remembrance of who you truly are. Who you truly are is this. You're a star seed sent to earth to fulfill your purpose. Transcend the trappings of mundane humanity and raise your vibration to its highest frequency, which is that of godhood. You were not born to worship gods. You were born to remember that you are one. Not in ego, not in fantasy, but in alignment. You didn't just show up here. You were sent here. You were chosen by your bloodline to come here. You were authorized by the stars themselves. And you were signed to this plane and planet with a mission. To remember who you are in a world that profits richly from you forgetting that. Your soul didn't come here to blend in. It came here to raise the frequency, to break generational curses with your very presence. In fact, really, there are no such thing as generational curses. Those are generations of trauma that we passed on to each other over time. But that's not who we really are. Our job, while we are here and alive, is to turn our trauma into wisdom lessons and teachings, to turn our ancestors' forced silence into sound now. Godhood is not up there. It's not a myth. It's a memory. And when your mind, your breath, your purpose, and your power all move in rhythm, that's when you activate it. Not by escaping the world, but by transforming it from within. Ritual, be honorable, keep your word to yourself and others, and treat people the way you want to be treated. Affirm that I am the God I've been waiting for. Let's do that again. Affirm that I am the God that I have been waiting for. You don't need a priest. You don't need a temple. You don't need a middleman. You are the divine in motion. You are the medicine. You are the message. It's all in you. God is not outside of you, people. God is the moment that you choose yourself again. The worship era is over. This is the era of unlocking what the scientists call your so-called junk DNA in order to connect with your ancestors, in order to connect with your bloodline. This is the age of embodiment. So if this woke up something in your spirit, comment down below, I am divine. And share this with someone that's still living a lie, someone that's still kneeling to a lie. And when you look in the mirror tonight, don't ask anybody for forgiveness. Ask for remembrance. Don't just pray. Become, unlock, and embody your true divine self. Peace, power, and prosperity to you.